Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the November 2025 live metaphysical chat. Sorry, I'm just combobulated. It has been a day. And I'm so glad to see you because my behind is dragging. It's physically and emotionally a day. And I am counting on you and your energy to propel me into this night so that we can have a fantabulous time, because I know the angels have a lot in store for us tonight. So thank you all for being here. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm actually hearing okay, so I'm not having to wear the earbuds tonight, which is fabulous, and I am so grateful for that. Let's see. Kathy, I will get your question shortly. Carol, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Yes, and we will ask your guides. Oh, and Ame, thank you. Welcome to Seekers. So happy to have you join us. Yeah, it's awesome. Elena, hello, hello. Trudy, Adventurer, Richard, Karen, Craig, Sandra. Okay. Thanks all of you for being here. Hopefully we'll get a few more people because I'm looking for some really interesting questions tonight to jazz things up. So while we're kind of spinning our wheels a little here and waiting for some more people to join us, I'll just give you the lowdown on what happened today. Hey, Sally, welcome. So today, the vet came for Merlin. I had to get him a Coggins test, which is something they require for horses if they're going to cross a state line. And his new home, if it all works out, is going to be in New Jersey. So we had to do that. We had to get a health certificate. He had to get vaccinations, and he had to get his teeth done. So it was some day, and poor Merlin, he has got something going on with his gums that happens to older thoroughbreds, and he had 3 loose teeth that got pulled. So the poor baby, they had to sedate him. He's there with his head hanging on the ground and just feeling real poorly and blood dripping out of his mouth. And the people who want to take him as his new family came to meet him, and they fell in love with him. I figured they would because he's so lovable and just a sweetheart. It probably didn't help that he was sedated, but they'll see the real personality the next time they see him. Anyway, I was doing really well until the lady who's been coordinating all this asked me how I was doing, and then I got weepy. So I wasn't expecting that because, I'm pretty stoic about things like that, and this has to be done. It's for his best interest. He's just not served by being here by himself. It was really rough for him over the summer because, with horses, when the flies are bad, they stand head to tail, each direction. So the other horse can use their tail and their face to help keep the flies off. So they're, swishing each other with their tails and themselves at the same time. It's really quite creative. But he didn't have that. So, I had a fly sheet on him, which helped somewhat, but not enough. And it was just a miserable time. And honestly and truly, I don't know about you. Let me know. This is the same for you. 2025 is one hell of a rough year. The deaths, the stuff with Merlin and my ears, that all started like in March. And it's just been nonstop negative energy for months. Now, of course, we know how to counteract that and bring on the positive so that we can still continue functioning and not get pulled into the abyss. But it doesn't mean it was easy. And frankly, I'm exhausted. I am waiting for 2025 to be done so we can put this chapter to bed and flip the page into that more positive energy of the exciting things that are going to happen in 2026. And of course, tomorrow is election day here in the US, so that's pretty exciting. And right now, all indicators appear that we might get some pleasant surprises. So please, angels, let that be so. We need the good news. Yeah, the week has been exhausting and crazy for you too. Oh, I'm sorry. It's rough. Yeah, Carol says horrible year. And sometimes that happens, and the fact that it's a 9-year, it's just all kind of blending into, yeah, that's kind of the way it is. And the exciting thing about it is it means that we are closing that chapter and starting that whole new year and a new, I forget what they call it in astrology, maybe one of you know, but it's like a new section of years beginning over again. So hopefully that's going to bring us a lot of good news. All right, so let's get to your questions. And now I'm trying really hard not to use the pendulum, but I might need to use it for some things. So, I told you, I guess a couple months ago, the angels stole my pendulum and they have not returned it yet because they're making a point of you don't need the pendulum, just listen and we'll tell you the answers. So that's been interesting. All right, let's see, where are we at? Kathy, how many dark forces are on the planet by percentage? So I'm not quite sure how you mean the percentage. So what I'm going to ask is percentage of souls on the planet right now, what percentage are dark forces? And if you meant it in a different way, then just ask me again and I'll ask it a different way. That's the only way that my brain can conceive of it at the moment. So let's try that. So angels, can you tell us what percentage of souls on planet Earth right now are dark forces? Is it more than 10%? Oh, 13% they're saying. How interesting is that? So really, think about it. It's like they're not nearly as predominant as they would like to think that they are, but they have a lot of help. So they've got a lot of people that are helping them that are just kind of in the middle. They're not really dark forces, but they're assisting them. So there's that. And I'm pretty sure the last time somebody asked me about light workers, we got something like 28%. So 28% light workers, 13% dark forces, and the rest are somewhere in between. So wrap your head around that and ask any questions you want follow up about that, to make it clearer for you. So Carol, guides advice. So for Carol, what advice do you have for her tonight? She's looking for some guidance. I'm hearing open sesame, Carol, which is really interesting. So how are you meaning that? Oh, so they're showing me. It's like you are standing before that door that we see in the movies, that big stone door, and you say open sesame and it opens. Like, what was that in the Arabian Nights or something where they did that? So for you, the answers are there that you're looking for. And all you have to do is ask, open sesame. The door swings open. There you've got access. And metaphorically, what they're saying is that's referring to your Akashic records because that's where all the answers are. So all you need to do is ask. I would like to access my Akashic records. Now, I recommend you use an opening prayer only because that brings the energy and the intention together to help you have the best experience. But it's not required. There are very few rules about this. Those are your records. You have the right to ask for access. So there's that. Let me know if that makes sense. And if you've tried that and haven't had success doing it, or you're not clear, then I would send you off to look at the book, The Path to Hearing Angels and Guides, 21 Days of Meditation. That's the book I channeled from Metatron, which is his course teaching us all how to channel, how to get two-way dialogues with our angels and our guides, plus departed loved ones. Once you open that door, you can access all of those, and pets too. Pretty much anything is available to you there in the records, pretty much anything you can think of to ask, including something that's really cool that I've been talking to a lot of people about lately, and that is when you learn about what planet you came from, if you are a starseed, and pretty much guaranteed everybody who's here listening is a starseed because you wouldn't care otherwise. So when you learn about where you're from and you want to learn more about it, you can go into your records, ask one or more of your team there to take you on an adventure to your home planet, give you a guided tour, show you what the people are like, what the landscape is like, what the rules are like. Because, some people come from planets where the rules are entirely different. Maybe they're a mirror image of what we have here, but their universal laws are not the same as ours. And we tend to think universal, that's everybody, but no, that's just our little microcosm. There's a whole lot more out there than we have ever understood or known about, but we're going to be knowing before too long because that's coming together as well. The clues from the sun, you remember some months back, I channeled a message from the sun talking about how if we don't get our act together, sun is going to increase the intensity of the rays. And what have we seen since then? The sun keeps throwing us these solar bombs. these big blasts of solar energy. So it's like we need to step it up soon and get our act together for the planet so that other entities don't have to involve themselves. The three-eye atlas has kind of indicated that, they're hanging around watching. They don't want to intervene. They won't unless they have to, but they will if they have to. And others out there, because what we do here can negatively impact others in the multiverse. So it's not just about us. And that's a whole big thing we have to learn. So that was a whole tangent, right? If you have questions about that, let me know. All right. I'm so glad you're here, Ame. All right, we got some hellos. Good evenings. Hey, Tarot-esque backwards. Glad to see you. And by the way, just a little note to you. It's always Deborah, never Deb. I really hate Deb, and I don't like Debbie. Always Deborah. Please and thank you. Adventure Supermoon tomorrow. Yeah, I noticed it tonight. I had to go out and give Merle some anti-inflammatories, and the moon was out just gorgeous. So I'm imagining tomorrow's probably going to be really amazing. Hey, Marby, so good to see you. Hey, Beth, welcome. Trudy, does 3i have any messages? And you'd like a message from your guys? We got time. Yeah, we got time. I'm getting all revved up here energetically. We definitely have the time. So for Trudy, does the 3i Atlas have any updates or messages they'd like to share with us tonight that might be different than what they've previously shared with us? They're having a celebratory party on deck. So they're kind of liking the way that the energy is shifting right now. That's really good news. And they are rooting for us. They are cheering us on and sending all kinds of positive energy to lift us up and support us as we go through this really trying time. But what they're showing me, the picture, and the reason they're so excited is because as we draw to the end of this difficult year, things are going to shift. Now, it's not going to be night and day difference when we just cross the line into 2026, but it is going to gradually shift into more positive energy. And every day there are people who are aligned with the dark forces who are waking up, and they're joining us. So more for our team, fewer for their team. Hooray, hooray. Things are going to get better. So anything else you want to share with us? Keep on keeping on. We're going to keep sending you all the support that you need. And they're saying they're pleased. They're pleased that we seem to have turned a corner. And they're seeing that as a very hopeful sign. Yeah, the good is pulling ahead of the dark. You are on your way. Anything else? They just said cowabunga. How to take that? I think it's just being silly and lightening the energy for us. It's funny they know that word, right? Or maybe that's just a weird translation of something they said, and that's the best way it could come through. I don't know, but cowabunga. Anyway, so for Trudy, team, what do you have to share with Trudy tonight? What do you have to say to her? I'm seeing a little girl in a gingham dress, and it reminds me a little bit of Dorothy of Oz. It's not Dorothy, though. So is that one of her past lives that you're showing her? Yes. All right. So why are we seeing that past life? You were 7 years old. You looked a lot like Dorothy. How interesting. So what about that life does she need to know now? What's important for her? You were a very happy child, very bright. You knew you were loved and supported, and just a ray of sunshine. A little bit like Pollyanna, if you know the Disney movie Pollyanna, who, some people thought she was saccharine sweet, but really she just had this wonderful positive outlook about everything. She always looked for the positive. She was ahead of her time in that respect. And so you were kind of like that. You had that positive attitude, People loved being around you. And there was a tragedy. It looks like you got some kind of an illness that, from my perspective now looking at it, looks kind of like polio, but I don't think polio existed back then. So it would have been just something that was similar to that. So that's a metaphor they're giving us to help us to see the situation. So you were crippled by that, and it just crushed your spirit. And it feels like you didn't bounce back from that. That was just one bridge too far. And the whole, they're saying county, but of course it probably wasn't county as we think of it. It's just what they were calling it. It's like the whole county was in mourning for you and brokenhearted that you were leaving them. And you were so loved and missed. But now the angels are popping in to say, okay, now here's what you need to know about that. You intended to have that short lifetime. You came, you made a big impact, and you learned some really powerful lessons that you have taken forward into future lifetimes. So not to be sad about that, it just happened, but they want you to know you've been through that kind of a trial as a youngster, and you came through it, and you came back for more, and you're still there, moving forward, not giving up, never surrendering, bringing that beautiful, brilliant light to the world that is so desperately needed right now. So they're saying the reason they're telling you this now, because that's what I was wondering, why now are you telling her? It's because you've been feeling a little overwhelmed, like most of us, with what's going on. And they wanted to give you that picture, where you've been, what you've been through, so that you can draw upon that experience, that wisdom and experience, I said that already, to use that to bolster you as you move forward and to help other people understand that is a choice. You choose to be that way consciously. Just like I was saying earlier, I'm choosing not to be emotional about Merlin leaving. I'm choosing to be stoic because I know this is the right thing. Doesn't mean I don't have my weepy moment, but for the most part, it's like having that vision, that understanding that we don't have to go there because we are moving towards something of a higher purpose for the good of all. And when we focus on that, then the little trivial things fall away. It's all about the greater purpose. So, Trudy, let me know if that makes sense, because I know it was a little rambly, but there was a lot that they were bringing through. So fascinating. I hope it helps. Hey, Debbie, welcome. Good to see you. Craig, you have a question a message from Clara. Okay. So for Craig, Clara. Yoo-hoo, Clara. Got a message for Craig tonight? She's smiling with that beatific smile. Just so beautiful and serene. Always has a message for you, baby. All right. So what is it? She says, I want you to not worry so much. There's a lot going on. You are not responsible for everything. Nobody said you were. Please don't take that on, because you're overwhelming yourself and you are energetically diminishing your power when you do that. Take on only what's comfortable that you can do and still stay in your empowered state. I hope that makes sense. So don't take on too much. Don't let that weigh you down, because we are at this critical point in our evolution where it's so important to avoid those pitfalls, to stay on your beautiful, divinely lit path. Keep moving forward in strength, sharing that love and light with whomever you can share, with a glad and giving heart, where it's not a burden or an obligation, but it's with love. So she wants you to avoid that pitfall, because it's so easy to fall into when you're somebody who is a giver, who has so much love as you do. And she just wants you to take extra care of you, Craig, because, the day's coming down the road where you'll be reunited. And she wants you to have the most expansive, joyful, exuberant lifetime that you can. Because when you meet up, you're going to go on and have a whole other exciting, adventurous chapter. And she wants you to bring all of that energy forward. She wants the best for you. Always. So much love for you, Craig. Thank you, Clara. Okay. Let's see. How is everyone, Debbie? I think Carol summed it up beautifully right under yours. We're ready for 2026. Not to wish away the present, or our time, because we don't want to do that. We do want to be present and getting the most out of it. But, 2025 has been exhausting. I also think there's a bigger lesson there that even though it's really been hard, we're still standing. We're still together. We're moving forward with hope and love, knowing that we are going to turn the corner to a brighter day. And that's a triumph in itself. So, yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag. But after we get through these next couple of months of roughness, it should start to ease up. At least that's how it looks now. Of course, it could change. But right now, that's the trajectory that we're seeing. Kathy, that's it. Awesome. I'm so glad. Adventurer, will the new way of teaching open everybody's clairvoyance quicker? Okay, so for Adventurer, this new way of teaching, is it highly likely that that is going to help open clairvoyance for people faster? They're saying, of course it will, because that's your intention. And when you put that out there with love and intention, the angels will help you facilitate so that that will indeed be the result. So just keep pouring it out in faith and trust that they are facilitating for you, magnifying your efforts so that it will be magnificent. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for doing that, because the world needs more of it. You are so welcome, Kathy. Hey, Linda, good to see you. How do you get the book? Oh, it's on Amazon, Carol. Let me see. I might have the link. I had pasted it for somebody else earlier. No, that's not it, but I think I can grab it for you real quick. Yeah, there it is. So it's called The Path to Hearing, Angels and Guides, 21 Days of Meditation. And in that book, there's a link for the Facebook support group, which you don't have to join, but I highly recommend it, because when you join the group, you get the support. When you have questions, you get stuck, you don't know what to do next, you can ask for help. Plus, there is, I don't know, what is it, 5 years now of messages in there of people sharing their experiences. There is so much wisdom in that group. It's phenomenal. And that was also part of Metatron's plan to set that all up. So it's all there for you. And the other thing is, every January, we do a group 21-day meditation challenge. So we repeat this annually as a group. You can do it anytime you want on your own, of course, but do it with us as a group in January, and you get even more out of it, because every time Metatron is channeling new stuff to share with us, plus as the group, more information coming through. And it, I'm sorry, let me get a drink. Oh, tickles. So the new information comes through, lifting us up, supporting us at higher levels. And then the new people who come in, sorry. Let's see, what do I have for that? The new people who come in, I'm sorry, you guys, are getting there faster. So for some of us, maybe it took us longer than 21 days, or, maybe it took the whole 21 days. And now people are coming in, and sometimes they're getting remarkable results in just a few days because of that cumulative energy and knowledge base. So, yeah, take advantage of that. This thing go to work while I type for you. There you go. Okay, so where were we? Sandra, where are you from? I can't answer that for you right now. I have to actually go into your records and do the research to find it. That's a different process than what I'm doing now. That's something that I do in the soul introduction. So hit me with that question the next time we get together as soul seekers, and I'll see if I can find out for you. Hey, Rossi, welcome. Mike could use some guidance. You got it. Mike, I was just looking at the video from last month where we talked about your guidance, getting ready to turn that into a, sorry, you guys, my nose is bothering me now. Getting ready to turn that into a little short because it's such a powerful message. Okay, angels, can we dry things up here, please? For Mike. What guidance do you have for Mike? He's feeling a little lost right now. I'm seeing tomato red, Mike. So unless that color means something specific to you, usually it means it's about being grounded. It's your root chakra. So right now, with all of this powerful energy that's shifting, and we did talk about this last time, how the energy is so different right now that the way you used to be and the things that used to work smoothly for you are not working now because the energy is different. And we are being called to step up, to shift our way of being, to come into alignment with the new energy. So it makes perfect sense that more grounding would be really important for you right now. And they're saying anchor, even more than grounding, anchor yourself, Mike. Being the sensitive organizer that you are, being grounded, being anchored is really important for you so that you don't get that sense of being unmoored and, like a ship at sea without oars or motors and just floating around aimlessly. So they want you to work on the grounding and the peace that passes understanding. I'm seeing you in your meditation and the energy is just flowing. It's kind of like tears flowing, which is a weird description, but that's what they're showing me. But the tears are they're washing away. They're cleansing tears. So these cleansing tears of divine, washing away, cleansing you, helping you to prepare to shift into the new way of being. And so they're saying, don't stress and strain and effort. It's flowing. Don't worry so much about it. Keep taking your little baby steps, looking for that guidance, the direction that you should go, and then move there a little bit at a time. And slowly you're going to start feeling more comfortable. And pretty soon, before you know it, you're going to be back into the groove, feeling wonderful, except it's going to be a whole different level of understanding, perception, and they're saying abilities. So up-leveling for Mike. Yeah, very exciting. What else? Yeah, and Judy Garland is there singing Put on a Happy Face. So you're getting that too. Awesome. Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face and spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face. For you, Mike. Yeah, I know I'm out of tune, but that's okay. My hearing doesn't let me sing well, but the thought is there. Okay, where did we go? Sally. A few nights ago, you woke up in the wee hours and the words build and bold came up. You smelled a whiff of candles that you had burnt for your great-great-grandfather. Any clues? Wow, what a great story. So for Sally, build bold candles, great-grandpa, great-great-grandpa. What can you tell her about that? What was happening there? Hang on while it comes into focus. They're showing me this picture like when somebody's scrying, and I'm seeing this big black pit and the lights in it as it's swirling around, bringing to the surface clarity. So that's what they're working on. It's being elusive, but we're not going to give up. For Sally, what can you tell her now that would give her enlightenment about the words build and bold? What is that all about? So is there something she's holding? Yeah, okay. So they're saying there's something that you're holding back on that it's like something that's on your heart to do, and you're going to build it, but you've got to bring up the boldness in order to build it. And they're showing me like a structure, but I don't know if that's literal or metaphorical. It could be either one, but it's something that's on your heart to do that you've been hesitating. And it's connected to great grandpa? I think it is. So you started something when you made that connection and you lit those candles. There's some kind of an ancestral through line that you are now being called to step up and fulfill. So can you clue us into what that might be? It's building faith and trust in the doing of this project. You're building faith and trust because there's a part of you that's standing back and not confident that you've got what it takes to do it, or maybe you don't know how to do it. Let me tell you, Sally, when the angels last year asked me to do a fundraiser, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know how to do that. But they finally convinced me I didn't need to know how to do it. I just needed to follow their directions. And so I did. Whatever they told me to do, I did it. And I think it was a pretty darn good success considering I didn't know what I was doing and it was flying by the seat of my pants in a very short period of time. So this is the energy that they're showing me for you. It's like, don't worry about if you know how to do it or not. We're going to help you. And you can ask for more help if you need help. So don't be shy. Don't hold back for any of those reasons. It's something that's on your heart to do, and it's connected to your ancestral line. So that's like really cool and phenomenal. Hopefully that will make some sense to you. If you need clarification, ask a question again, and we'll come back to it. So I hope that helps. Debbie, you'll answer to anything as long as it's respectful. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a personal thing of mine. I was Debbie when I was younger, and then I went through this massive transformation, and I am not that person anymore. So, name change, which is my name anyway. So it was just stepping into my name and honoring that. And that was important for me for many reasons, as was my last name. You probably don't know this. I was adopted at 2, and I got the name Smith, but I had been Lupien when I was born. That was my mother's maiden name. And so I got Smith, and then I got married young, and I was a fancier, and then I got divorced, and then I'm going through this stepping into my own, stepping out of the victimhood of the, scared little girl that didn't know what to do and was afraid of everything. And so it was like, okay, so I'm changing my name. I'm going to step into this new version of me. And so then I became Deborah Lupien. And it was reclaiming a part of myself and also making a statement about standing in my own power. So it was really important. Beth, you're welcome. I'm not sure for what, but whatever it is, I am just so happy you're here. I hope you're getting out on that boat and enjoying it, because it's probably going to, they're saying here, we're probably getting snow next week. So, who knows, but I hope you get a lot of time out there in the bay and enjoy. Rossi, a message from your guides. How will this month go? So for Rossi, what can you tell him about the month of November? What is the outlook for him? They're saying the outlook's pretty darn good. Lucky you, Rossi. The rest of us are struggling. So what can you tell him about that? What does that mean, pretty darn good? Does that mean physically, emotionally, success in career, in love? What's it all about? You're just in a really balanced, positive place right now, Rossi. The sun is shining on you. The angels are singing and celebrating. You have come through something, and you're just in this space of peace and being very centered and ready for whatever comes next. You have come through the fear, worry, and doubt to that space of faith and confidence that leads to bliss, which is really wonderful. So hallelujah. Keep doing that. They're saying you've got it. You've had a glimpse of it, a taste of it. Keep going. You want more of that. And you can flow through November without some of the, big challenges that some of the others of us are going to have. So you can sidestep them because your energy has set you up in alignment for that, which is really exciting. So anything else you want to share with Rossi about November? Make the most of it, because there will be more challenges down the road, but you're getting a respite that the rest of us are not getting. So that is awesome. And the cool thing about that, Rossi, that means if you're getting it, other people are getting it too. So not everybody is going to experience the huge challenges that Metatron talked about for November. Some people are going to be in a different energetic space where they're able to flow through. And isn't that the way it often is? We're in different places at different times, and the experience can be so different. And that's a good thing, because if we were all in the same place at the same time, it might be even harder than it is now. So it's like they sprinkle in different energies here and there to mix things up for us. And and they're saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So that's your November. Let us know if that's true. Okay, Beth, so many questions, not sure where to start. Anything that comes up, yeah. Or I could just do a generic, so let me know. Sandra, a message from your mother. You've been thinking about her a lot. Yeah, that probably means she's around you right now. So for Sandra, Mom, are you there? What would you like to share with her? She is just as proud as she can be of you, just grinning from ear to ear. And she wants you to know she's there supporting you, cheering you on. She is your own personal cheering squad. And she said, I always knew you were going to do something grand. There was something inside of you from the time you were a small child waiting to come out. You've worked so hard. You've come far. And now here you are at this pinnacle of your career and the next chapter of your life. And the way that they're coming together, almost like they were knit together, perfectly fitting. And now you're stepping up to that higher level of authority and responsibility, but in a good way, responsibility to create more, to what's the word? To realize the dream that you had of creating something bigger than yourself that's going to change the lives of many people. She's just so happy, sending you bushels of love, kisses and hugs. Oh, and she's going to be around. She wants to see this process that you're going through and celebrate with you. So no, she'll be nearby if you need her. But yeah, it's all about celebrating you right now. So for you, take that energy through November and let that help guide you through around all of those big challenges, so that your November will be more like Rossi's. And that would be fabulous. Hey, Miss Debbie in the flow. So good to see you. Oh, your mother passed in 2016. You've been thinking about her. Well, she's been thinking about you too. Yeah, Avis. Okay. So thank you, Avis. We appreciate it. Claudia, a message from your guide, Long Dao. Dao, I think it's Long Dao. So for Claudia, Long Dao, do you have a message for Claudia? He is honored that you called upon him. He's very pleased at the diligence with which you are studying. So she's studying something with you? Not specifically, he says, but you're studying something, and he's involved with it. And he's very pleased because you are applying yourself. And this is something that Oh, he says it was in your pre-birth plan that you were going to do this. So he's really happy that you've gotten to that place where you're ready to step into that particular goal and fulfill it. So he says this is a springboard. There is so much more for you after this, but you're getting the fundamentals in place right now. You're building a strong foundation upon which you will stand as you step forward, taking a higher level of responsibility on a spiritual level. This is your spiritual maturity, where you will be stepping up and helping others in ways perhaps that you never thought that you would, but the possibilities are expanding for you. So you get to choose how and when you use this new level of maturity and whatever the teaching is. It's all up to you. Do what brings you the most joy and satisfaction. It needs to be first about you, so that you feel that, and then that energy will just flow up out of you, out of all of your chakras, and it will bless and uplift other people. And that is your path to the highest success and bliss. And he will meet you on the mountaintop. Thank you, Long. That's beautiful. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, Trudy. Interesting read of a past life. It made you wonder, as you think you had a gingham dress in this lifetime. You got meningitis as a 6-year-old, but you're still here. Do your best to be light. Wow. Isn't that fascinating? Because, so often what happens when we get these past life memories, we can see the through lines, how they're connected and how these patterns repeat. So you are going through a similar health crisis, or you did in this lifetime, to one that you had had before. So there's those echoes. But this time you came through it and you're still here. So it was a different experience. You had learned more and you were ready to go on. But that is really fascinating. Yeah, be that light, because that's everything. It lifts you up and just expands your life in so many marvelous ways. And enjoy the heck out of it while you're doing it, because that's part of it too. Don't forget that fun. Hey, Richard. Thank you. I appreciate that. A message from Michael. It might, the healing from Elena for the tinnitus, it might, yeah. And let me come back to that in a minute. So first I'm going to ask Michael. So Michael, do you have a message for Richard tonight? You bet your bottom dollar I do. I am always pleased to serve Richard. I've been with him for many lifetimes. We are old souls together. And I am guiding him through this new experience that has come into his life, helping him to find the most joyous path, to build his confidence, because sometimes he's a little hesitant and unsure of himself. And that's where I step up and I take his elbow and guide him forward. So that's me, Richard. Know that. What else do you have to share with him? Very pleased with the direction that your life has taken, because he says, frankly, it could have gone many ways. And you have picked an excellent path to take now that he believes is going to bring you immense joy and satisfaction. So keep going. And those little moments of hesitancy that you're not quite sure, just stop, take some deep breaths, call upon him. He'll hold your hands if you want, and just ask him for clarification on whether this is the most optimal choice for you. And you also want to feel it through your solar plexus. If it feels in your solar plexus exciting and empowering, then it is the right choice. But he's happy to be there to back you up. So anything else you want to share with him? Yeah, hip, hip, hooray, let's do this thing. He's all excited to take this journey with you. That's wonderful. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate that. So, the healing with Elena. So I mentioned to you guys in the newsletter, if you got that yesterday, and I talked to the people on Soul Seekers, I am going to be doing a fundraiser for Dr. Elena, because she is in a place in her life where things have not turned out the way that they ought, considering what a powerful healer and shaman she is. And there's been misalignment and dealing with trauma So we'll talk about all that more later. I'm going to do a video and we'll talk about it. But when we do that, I will ask her to include that healing. We'll have it, so that the group can experience. I'm not in a place where I can share it with you because I don't remember the details. I know I did it. I know in the moment it was like such a marvel because the noise had been like at 90%. I could barely hear my own voice. It was really loud, and frankly, I wanted to die because I did not want to live like that. And I didn't know how long it was going to last because you never know. You know that, right? And as I was doing that, going through the experience with Metatron and Gaia, it started slowly going down. And I was speaking what I was seeing because I wanted to record it, as I always do. And I noticed all of a sudden, wow, my voice sounds different. And that kept shifting and shifting and shifting till we got to the end. And I had gone from a 90% to like a 30%, which is, pretty often I'm in that 30% range. I don't think I ever have total silence for 40 years since this thing came on. And now that it's in both ears, forget it. But 30%, hey, that's no biggie. I can handle that. So it was really phenomenal. And yeah, Elena's a powerful healer. So you can reach out to her. You can go to Dr. Elena Skyhawk Spirit Whisperer. That's her YouTube. And, connect with her there. You, Richard, would be so fabulous to join her Pillars of Light group where they are working with Gaia and healing the earth, putting in those pillars to stabilize and support. You would love that. So you should connect with her. But when we do the video, we will talk about that, and that meditation will be part of it. So I will do that. So that will be coming for you later. 60 years of it. Yeah, I know. It sucks. It really does suck. I was thinking about it recently, Richard, It just hit me one day. Oh my God, I have had this for 40 years. That's like most of my life. I've been disabled with this thing. And it knocked me off my pins because, I'm always the positive person finding the silver lining. And just for that moment, it hit me like I didn't get to have a regular life. I've had this all of my life. But then, of course, the positive came in and the angels lifted me up. And, what are you talking about? It could have been worse. There are people out there who have far worse things. I mean, look at that man who has no arms and legs, and he still manages to have a life and speak to people and inspire them. So what are you talking about? Get over yourself. And, they readjusted my attitude. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it can catch up with you and feel really bad, but we have tools to help us with that, and we will persevere no matter what, because it could be worse, and it's not all that bad. Maybe we would have been entirely different people if we didn't have this condition. Maybe this is part of what shifted us into our path. Who knows? But we're just going to take the good out of it and forget the rest. So yeah, we will touch base more on that. Okay, Heather, a message from your guides. So, team, what do you have to share with Heather tonight? I'm seeing lots of big white fluffy clouds. There you are outside. It's nighttime and you're staring up at the sky and you're just really vibing with those big fluffy clouds and wondering about, gee, did I come from out there somewhere? And yeah, you did, Heather. That's the truth. You came from out there somewhere. And so when you're out there and you're looking up at the sky and maybe you feel a little homesick, or if that curiosity kicks in about, where out there am I from? That's because you're a starseed. And that's just from many, many lifetimes, that's a part of you. So even though you're not consciously aware of what that means, now you know that's what it means. And that's why you feel that. There are many starseeds on Earth right now who have that experience where they look up at the sky and they don't know why, but they just feel drawn to maybe a certain star system or constellation, and they feel a little homesick, which makes no sense to them. But that's the reason for it. And it's kind of a common thing that happens. So know that that's what it's all about. All right. What else do you have for Heather? And they're saying, hey, ask us and we will take you on a tour of your home if you want to. We're happy to do that for you. So what else? You have anything concrete for her about what she's going through now in her life? They're just saying, flow, baby, flow. No sweat, wipe it away, keep going, stay in the flow. Keep your eyes on the horizon. Because the thing is, if you're riding a horse, and this happens to a lot of people because they have some fear about being on a horse, or maybe it's a really big, tall horse like Merlin, and it's like, oh my gosh, the ground is so far down there. And I have really bad balance because of the Meniers, so I'm very nervous when I'm on Merlin, so I don't ride him anymore. But there you are, and because of that fear, that kernel of fear, you keep looking at the ground. Well, you know what? When you look at the ground, you end up on the ground because you end up where your focus is. So for us as souls, when we are moving forward, just like when you're riding the horse, you want to look straight out between the horse's ears to where you want to go. That's your guiding post. So even if you're not on a horse, there you are, you're moving forward in your life. You want your eyes on the horizon, where you're going, where you want to go. And that will help you get there faster, rather than looking for trouble, watching the ground and looking for the hazards. Now, of course, we will qualify that by saying that you want to have soft focus, so your peripheral vision is still scanning the ground so you don't trip over something, right? But you're still moving forward. So I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, just ask a follow-up. Sandra, you are so welcome. Oh, thank you for the reminder about the like button, Debbie. And you know what, you guys? Do you know about the hype feature on YouTube? Only works on mobile, but across the top of the video, there's like a little star. It might say hype. You can help channels to grow, the smaller channels like mine, by hyping videos. You can hype up to 3 a week. So, share the love with your favorite creators and help them out. Who knows how long this will last? But as long as it's there, it's a way to get more eyes on their videos. And that's what we're trying to do here, get more light workers involved, and so we can all get to Earthtopia faster. So that's a way that you can help out that doesn't cost you anything, but just a minute to go click that button. Okay. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Don't apologize for singing. It's received as the gift. I appreciate that. Question. You're feeling in limbo, waiting for a couple of things to come together to enable the move. Any guidance from your team? Okay, so for Debbie, what can you share with her about the move and getting past these glitches? Don't stress about them. That's the first most important thing. You want to be in the flow. You want to be tuned in all the time, looking for the signs that they're sending you that will clue you into the little squiggles and shifts and detours you need to take to get around those obstacles to get you there faster. So is it highly likely that she will get through those obstacles in November, before the end of November? They're saying yes, Debbie. So is it highly likely that she could be moved into her new home before January 1st? If you want to be. So there's probably some other entanglements with moving out of where you're at. And of course, the weather's going to play into it. But if you want to, you can. And yeah, so they have said by the end of November, these glitches should clear up. So you take that to the bank and act as if that's true, looking for their guidance in negotiating whatever it is you have to negotiate. But yeah, it's there for you. Oh, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. Yeah, Debbie, it was a year ago. Can you believe? Crazy. It was more than a year ago because we did the first one the end of August. So yeah, crazy, crazy. Brittany, advice from guides and angels, but also maybe wrapped up current advice. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure they do. So we will see what they have to say. So for Brittany, what can you share with her this evening? They're singing that Banana Faux song. I don't know if you know what that song. It's a silly song where they do this rhyming thing. It's called the name game. And you rhyme names, and it's kind of crazy. But Google it if you don't know what it is. And so the energy of that song is about lightness and being silly and leaning into that childlike innocence, energy, and fun. So that's an indicator that they're telling you need to incorporate more of that energy in your life right now, because that will help you to flow through whatever issues that you have, challenges. You need that energy of fun, because just like they're showing me the locks. You know the locks where you've got levels of water that are like this, and they have the lock where you go in. So the boat's up here, goes into the lock, they close the gate behind it, they lower the water, so now it's at the lower level, they open the other side and it goes through. That's how they change the levels. So they're showing you going through like that. It's being in the flow, allowing them to facilitate for you to be the locks, to shift you where you need to be, to flow smoothly through. So I hope that makes sense. Anything else for Brittany? There's the Sulaks is the famous one in Michigan that I'm aware of. I know they have them other places. I think Panama has something like that too. Yeah, go with the flow, baby. You're golden. Okay, anything else? Okay, it must be a Little Richard month, because they did Little Richard on Friday, and you are getting Little Richard singing Tutti Frutti, and that's more of the fun energy, right? So I don't know if you know Little Richard, if you know the song, but if you don't, go listen to it. Little Richard, so amazing, and didn't take himself too seriously, just had a ball, and he brought joie de vivre to everything he did, at least in his performances that we saw, the public face. So bring that energy into what you're doing, and you will be golden. That's what they want you to know. Awesome. Rossi, you're accepting the blessings and you're open to upgrades. That's beautiful. Yeah. So let us know how that goes. That's super exciting. Sally, you are welcome. It makes sense. It's about healing work. You were told that shamans run through your bloodlines from way back. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah. Tell us about that as it unfolds for you. That is so exciting and perfect timing. Generic is fine for Beth. Okay, so for Beth, what do you want to share with her tonight? One of your angels is standing beside you with the hand on your back. It's like the center between your shoulder blades, and just standing there with her hand on your back. So what's that about? They just want you to feel their presence, to know that they're there. So those times when you doubt, tune in and you will feel that hand on your back. And your ego's going to jump in and say, you're making that up. There's not really anything there. No, ego's lying to you. When you feel it, take it to the bank, believe it. It is there. And that will be a signal that they use to help you when you're in a moment of crisis or uncertainty, just needing a little boost. So feel for that. Allow it to be there. And it will feel like you're making it up, but that's okay. You're not making it up, because they told you that's what it's going to feel like. So allow it to be. Trust it. Anything else? Yeah, life has been rough, but it's going to get better. It's like you as the brand new captain of your ship. There's a learning curve for you so that you become proficient, even though you already do know how to sail. But you're going to become even more proficient and more confident in your abilities as the skipper. So it's just like that, what you're going through in your life. It's the same phases. I don't know that phases really make sense, but maybe it does to you. Like a new phase that you have stepped into. It's different, but different doesn't have to be bad. And it will feel a little uncomfortable because, you've got to get your bearings and your equilibrium in this new environment. But they will be there with that steadying hand on your back to guide you through. So it's really interesting that you got that boat at this time in your life, because it's coinciding with spiritually what's happening for you. So it's marrying together and making it all way more powerful. And I hope that makes sense to you. It's a little convoluted, but hopefully that'll click for you, and you'll be able to take it and use it. Awesome. You are so welcome, Sandra. Claudia, you're a writer. Awesome. You are so welcome. Sandra, Michael, a message for you. Okay, so for Sandra, Michael, what would you like to share with her? He's being a little formal. Blessings abound upon you, dear Sandra. It is with much love that I greet you this evening, and joy that you called upon me. It is my honor and privilege to serve you whenever you ask. There have been times when you wanted to ask, but you hesitated. I want you to know, never hesitate. Always ask. You can't ask too much. I am here for you every millisecond. I can't help you unless you ask. So please ask. It would be my honor to escort you forward into this new, exciting vision, the Sandra of tomorrow. I, Michael, will be your escort, and together we will have many fine adventures. And he's saluting you and saying how happy he is. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate that. Okay. Starseeds Wisdom, you're never late. You're always on time. Glad to have you here. Yes, Debbie's a writer too, and a card creator, and all around creative person. Karen, a message about your family's financial health. Always seem to be struggling. Okay, so for Karen, what can you help her with in regard to the family finances so that they can stop struggling? Karen, we see that life has been a struggle for you, and we want you to know it doesn't have to be that way. It's a shift in your understanding of abundance. The universe is unlimited abundance, and you deserve to have your share of it. You can have as much as you want. So it's about asking for it, knowing that we will be there to help you get it, and then allowing it to come to you in the fullness of our intention. And what that means for you is that what you ask for might be this big, and what we bring you might be this big. So be cognizant that what we bring you very often is grander than what you ask for, because we see the need and we will over deliver whenever we can. So be open to it looking different than what you ask for, but when it comes, be in a state of gratitude for it. Take it and run with it. And you know what will happen? Your energy will shift so that now you are open to receiving more. So look for the smallest thing to be grateful for. If you don't have a gratitude journal, start one. And when you wake up in the morning, write down something that you're grateful for. And you can do more than one if you wish. And when you have a morning that you wake up and you can't think of anything to be grateful for, be grateful that you woke up. Be grateful that the sun is shining, if it is. Be grateful that you have air to breathe. Smallest things. And from that little kernel of gratitude, you build it into behemoths, like the stones at Stonehenge, those monumental big stones. That's the scale that we're talking about, because it's unlimited. So start with that small kernel of gratitude, let it expand, and you will find as you do this, it gets easier and easier to find things to be grateful for. And when you do that, that means you are tuning into the angel frequency, which means that you will hear us sooner when we direct your attention to something that will help you to have more abundance in your life. So are you getting the pattern that we're talking about here? Do you see the frequency of how that can expand for you? Allow it and be grateful for it, and your life can change. So in your new vernacular, what was the word? You once had problems with finances. You are so happy and grateful that the financial struggles you have had in the past have now dissipated, and you have stepped into a new era of abundance for yourself and your family, a life-changing era where your life flows. There's more happiness, and you are on the path to bliss. And greater than that, you are now going to teach that to your family. They're going to follow your example. You're going to bless them in that way. And then all of you are going to bless others in that way, because you will bring that awareness, that understanding to others who haven't gotten it yet. So you are going to be like manna from heaven, abundance for other people. And it starts with you. So I hope that helps. Marcelina, hello, welcome. Do the angels know if you apply to the FFA position, will you be hired? So let's ask that. So for Marcelina, is the FFA position an optimal choice for her? I get a no on that. So is there another option? Because this is not the best option for you. But I will ask the other question just because you ask it that way. So if she applies for it, is she likely to get it? That's a maybe. It could go either way. But if you're open to it, look for something more aligned for you. The angels will bring it into your awareness because they're saying there's something better. So if you have to, you have to. But look for the better always. Yes, we all have to remember it happens in perfect divine timing, because what we think is perfect divine timing doesn't always line up with everything else. And it takes, sometimes the angels have to coordinate with a lot of other teams to get everything lined up perfectly. And that's presuming that none of us make any different choices than we were anticipated and screw up the whole plan. And then they have to scramble and do it again. But they will get it for us eventually. Like the farm where I live, it took me 4 years to manifest this place. I was looking through those real estate books, living in Brooklyn. Every month I would drive out to the Poconos and I would look at the real estate. And I went to numerous properties with numerous real estate agents. So I was putting in the effort, believing it was going to happen. And it just took that long to align with the right property. We might have gotten something that would not have been as perfect if I had tried to rush it and not allowed it to unfold. And I didn't even know about this stuff back then. So that was just because being an independent entrepreneur, that's one of my gifts. We have more experience with manifesting. So, throughout my life, without even understanding it, I was manifesting things. It just took me a while. Now I can do it faster. But the cool thing is that this property is so magical. The energy is so wonderful. And I know one day something very special will happen with it, even if I'm not the one responsible for doing it. Maybe my role was just to be the steward of the land until the right person came along to bring whatever healing energy and services are appropriate for this land. Because we got fairy circles out there. We have this amazing energy. One day I would love to have a labyrinth out there. And we have a lot of big stones too. We could set up a mini Stonehenge if we wanted to, some kind of a megalith. But yeah, it's all out there and wonderful, magical, and it's an honor to be the steward of the land and keep it going. So it's just one example of manifesting something far bigger than I ever expected, and marvelous. It was hard. There were times when we were teetering on the edge of losing it, but the angels always came through. And here we are today and continuing on. So very blessed. And the same can be true for you. So yeah, I know what you mean about that financial instability. Been there, done that. And when I was doing the rehab with the horses, and all of a sudden I ended up with 7 horses here that I had to support, and my database business was diminishing. It was like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? Because I couldn't find homes for the horses. I had to support them. It was really rough, but they got us through. And eventually those horses found homes, except for Merlin. And now he's finding his home. It took me 21 years, but he's finding a new home. So that's wonderful. Another tangent, sorry. Sometimes they happen. So Debbie, locks on the Erie Canal, 4 miles from where you grew up in Rochester. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever been to the Erie Canal. That'll have to go on my list. Excuse me. Starseed wisdom. Yes, you can ask for messages from your guides. You're a little confused. Oh, you are not alone. We all are feeling that energy. We were talking about that earlier with Mike, where, things that used to be easy and was a process, just not working right anymore. And that's because we are evolving to this new, maybe it's crystalline energy. I don't really understand all that, and they haven't filled me in, so I guess I don't need to know. But I know it's a shift, and I know we're having to be differently than we were before, which means we have to change the way we do things. So it's about us being flexible, leaning in and being willing to do it in different ways. So for Starseed's wisdom, what can you share with her to help clear up this confusion? They're saying, oh, baby, we understand. We're sorry. We don't mean for it to be hard for you. But sometimes you're a little obstinate and you don't listen to us. You don't take the guidance. And then we just have to keep coming around and reminding until finally you get that aha moment where you realize, oh, that's what I need to do. And then you do it. And then things get better for a while. And then the cycle repeats. So for you, Starseed Wisdom, be more flexible, be more inquisitive with your team, and look for those signs. When you see something that you even think is a sign, take it as a sign and then take action on it, and you will find that things shift for you faster. It's time spent in indecision and hesitancy when your ego is arguing with you and telling you that you're making it up and, oh, that was nothing. And I call BS on that. Tell your ego, listen, I appreciate your help, but right now, soul is wanting to soar. So you need to back off. Give us a little space here to expand. And guess what? I bet you will enjoy it. So come on the ride with us. Get your ego to compromise and cooperate. And there's a meditation in the first book I wrote, Akasha Unleashed, the Missing Manual to You, that was downloaded. They made me do it, so I shared it with you. And it was phenomenal because I sat down, had a powwow with higher self, soul, and ego. And that's kind of like what it was. Ego was very recalcitrant and unhappy and not wanting to cooperate and feeling like we were pushing her around. So we had a great talk and persuaded her that, hey, what we're wanting to do will benefit you. You will enjoy it. So maybe you can loosen up just a little and let's kind of meet here in a compromise. So we did. And it was transformational. So much better after that. So the story of what I went through is in the book. And there's a link to the audio of that meditation so that you can do it yourself. But it's really a fabulous thing to do. And right now, for all of us, as we're in this place where we need to ask ego to step aside, because, we're moving into oneness. We don't oneness with ourselves and with everybody. So we need ego to come into that space of oneness so that we can come into that oneness with everybody else. And when we do that, things will just flow more. And we'll get the messages sooner. We'll take action sooner. Everything will smooth out sooner. It's just all around a good deal. So if you don't have the book, check it out. It's on Kindle Unlimited. So if you have that, you read it for free because you've already got it. And highly recommend it. Pamela, hey, you had a memory come back. You were under 2, Native American spirit. Oh, a Native American spirit would come and sit with you in the playpen. Oh, that is so cool. The feeling he left you with was life-changing. Any clarity on that? Okay. That is so awesome. Yeah. So for Pamela, tell us about the Native American spirit who visited her when she was 2. What was that about? Was that from a past life? I'm hearing ancestors. So one of your ancestors. And I don't know if you have DNA ancestors from this lifetime, but they're pointing out that you have soul ancestors as well. So don't get caught up in that if you don't have Native American ancestry. You have the soul ancestry. So this ancestor is functioning as your guide in this lifetime. it feels like in the lifetime where you were together, there was some kind of a debt that spirit felt to you, a connection and a debt. So stepping up and being your guide in this lifetime, over and above your divine team, this is an extra that you got. So that's why. So why 2? What was going on at 2 that she needed him to show up? Feels like there was danger around you at 2. So he was there. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting this metaphor like you were a Little Red Riding Hood and the big bad wolf was outside waiting to get you. So that spirit was there, bringing that protective energy, like putting a shield around you. And you probably had no idea that was going on. But that spirit did, and that's what they were there for. So is there anything that spirit needs to share with her now? Just wanting you to know that they're still around and you can call on them specifically anytime you like. Is there a name that you would like to identify yourself by? Chief something. So can you clarify what is the something? I'm not sure about this. I think he said Chief Arapaho. So you can just call him Chief. I don't know if that even makes any sense, but that's what I heard. So it could be my translation is a little off, and maybe, if you talk to him again, you can get clarity on that for yourself. But that's kind of what I got. So anything else that you want to share with her? He wants you to know that you are way stronger than you think you are because he helped you to develop that strength by being there for you and supporting you through some rough times. So it's there. You have got a backbone of steel if you choose to use it. You can lean on him to remind yourself of that strength. But you have so much more within you than you have even tapped into yet. You don't know the power that lives there. There's something wanting to be birthed from you, is what he's saying. It's like the new version of you coming forward. And that is waiting to come out. So when you're ready, there's the energy that I feel from you is like a little bit of timidity, a little hesitancy, because it's big, powerful, and can be scary energy, but it's not scary. It's just big and not like what you're used to. But you are getting more comfortable. So there's this concept of move closer, stay longer. So just dip your toe in the water, get used to it, and then back off a little bit, and then advance forward a little bit more. And you just keep going back and forth, each time making a little more progress until you feel more comfortable so that you can step into whatever that new level of maturity is for you. But it's there. It's waiting. It's ready. Super exciting. And it feels like it's going to come pretty soon. So it's just a matter of you getting on board, and it will happen sooner. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, it made sense for you, Beth. Great. Awesome. You are so welcome. Yeah, me too. He deserves it. He's such a doll. And I think he's going to have a great time. They've got, I think, 4 horses and a bunch of goats and some other critters. So he'll have a lot of things to watch. He's a real busybody. He likes to watch things that are going on around him. So I think he's going to enjoy it. So Debbie, you lived in the Buffalo area and now getting ready to move to Rochester by your sister. Yeah. That's going to be a whole new era for you. And who knows what that's going to bring forth for you. I just know it's going to be a very creative chapter of your life. You're waiting for an appointment application to go through? Okay. So, well, sometime this month, hopefully sooner than later. Starseed, you do lots of gratitude all day, starting with thanking God for waking you up and ending with thanking God for watching over your child and you as you sleep. That's beautiful. Yeah. When you do that, it shifts your energy into this marvelous receiving space. So it's so great, and it opens the doors for lots of opportunities. So that's perfect. Karen, it makes sense. Doubt gets in your way. It does for all of us, not just you, Karen. So know that we've been there too. We all have our doubts, but now you are in the place like the rest of us where we're being asked to step up. They keep saying spiritual maturity, and they mean it. So it's like, get over yourself, let go of the doubt. Have we not shown you enough times you don't have to have that because we've got you? That's kind of where they're at. And they will just keep doing it until you're ready to step up. But they're standing there with their hand out, waiting to lift you up. So just take their hand and go. A little bit at a time. You don't have to rush. Go slow and easy so you don't scare yourself, but you can do it. We're all doing it together. Hey, Edward, welcome. Rossi, you are so welcome. I'm so happy to do it. If you weren't here at the beginning, I don't think, Rossi, but I was explaining I had a pretty rough day. If you go back at the beginning, you'll hear it. So you guys are helping me by letting me channel this stuff for you, because this is the best thing in the world, channeling. It feels wonderful. It lifts the energy. Whatever was going on that wasn't good, happy and uplifting, it just erases it all. And it's marvelous. So together, we're raising the energy to benefit everybody. And so I thank you for being here. Marby, did you ask a question? I don't think I saw it. Oh, Marcelina. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Thanks for the validation, Debbie. Hey, Alice, welcome. So good to have you here. So I don't know if you put a question in, but if you didn't, please put a question in. Anything at all. Marcelina, you're so welcome. Marby, a message from your guides. Absolutely. I was hoping you would ask. So for Marby, what would you like to share with her tonight? We know and love Marby. We often spend time with her. We love her energy. It feels good to be with her. And we are always so honored when she asks for our help, because she's really quite proficient at taking care of herself. There are times that we wish she would let us do more. She tends to be a little independent. And we want her to know that she can give just a little bit and let us help her just a little more. And she could get places she wanted to go faster, reach goals faster, feel better faster. Let us help. We can grease the wheels and get things moving for her so she doesn't have to work so hard. She is a hard worker. She's very diligent. We'd like to see her lighten up and dance more. And I don't know if you do this or not, but I'm seeing you dancing the flamenco, Marby. So, hey, that or something like it. It could just be a metaphor for dancing, but they showed me specifically you dressed in that fancy outfit. And it's weird because it's the flamenco outfit, but it's got like a long tail on it, like what's the bird with the long tail feathers, and they're so pretty. Not pheasant, partridge. No, not partridge either. Gosh, I'm not thinking of the name, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it's that. So they're showing me the flamenco outfit with those beautiful, beautiful feathers on the end of it. And so there must be something really important about it. They wouldn't have gone into all of that detail. So they want you to know that. Anything else from Marby? Yeah, they just want you to get all the succulent juiciness out of your life. Really experience it in the fullness. No half measures for you. You want a full-on experience. That's all waiting for you. It is so sweet, so wonderful. And here's the thing you need to get, Marby. When you allow yourself to experience that fullness, to receive it, you will have more to share with others. Yes, that's why it's important. For you, absolutely, it's important. But because you will feel so wonderful when you get to share it with others. So don't hold yourself back. Lean in, go for all the gusto, because there's that much more to share. Thank you, team. That was beautiful. Okay. Oh, Beth, thanks for being here. So happy you could come. Pamela, it makes sense. Great. Awesome. Foxy Mama. 3-Eye Atlas. We actually did that earlier, Foxy. So if you go and listen to the beginning, there was quite a message from 3-Eye Atlas that we did. Let's see if there's anything I didn't cover in. specific mission. It's watching. That's what it's told us before. And Metatron also verified that. They are watching because it's like this big show that's happening, the evolution of Earth. And for them, that's like, 4th of July for us, or whatever big celebration that's exciting. They want to be here to see it. They're also on standby to help in case they're needed, but they really don't want to interfere. So that's the gist of it. There was more detail in the message earlier. Not a distraction. No, absolutely not a distraction. That's why they were holding back being masked by the sun. They were not trying to distract at all. That's just a bird's eye view for them of what's going on. And previously they have said they're not the only ones. There are others out there watching because it's like we're the drive-in movie of the multiverse, and all of these beings are out there watching us from afar, so that, they don't get in the way of what's going on. They don't want to interfere in any way. We need to move forward on our trajectory. But it's fascinating. And one day we'll be at a place where we will be watching another planet going through these kind of growing pains. So that's what happens. And we've been there before in other lifetimes and other planets. But now it's Earth's turn. And that's why all of this turbulence on Gaia, because she's going through this big transformation right along with us. We're all doing it together. So huge, and not there yet, but we're getting closer and closer. Pamela, you heard that you're powerful today. That's fabulous. So that was probably your angels letting you know that. And now you can take that piece of information and put that in your reference book. Oh, that's how it comes. That's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. And so you will develop this language with your team. It takes a little while sometimes to do that because the clues can be so subtle that you miss them. But they'll keep bringing them around until you get them. So never fear about that. And just be diligent, following, looking for them. Now, just be sure I'm getting everybody. Okay, I think I am. All right. A message for Linda, for your husband, Kurt, and you. Okay, so for Kurt and Linda, what would you like to share with them today? There's a darkness, like a dark veil, or like the curtain that closes on a play. And it feels heavy and velvety. I feel that texture. So is it about a play? Is that why the curtain? Oh, interesting. Kind of metaphorical and kind of literal. So it's like the curtain is closing. It's coming down on a particular act of your life. So they're using like the acts in a play as a metaphor for your life. So you are ending one of the acts and you're about to step into the next one. So this is your time to step back, to regroup, to rejuvenate, to plan for what the next act is going to be. And don't skip over that part. That's really important. The preparation, that's where you're at now. So take your time through the preparation. Get help from your team, of course. Flow through as much as you can. You want to avoid efforting, because efforting takes you in off path, detours. You want to stay on the soul path because that's the easiest one, and flow through. Then everything comes to you in divine alignment and timing so that it unfolds in the most beautiful, astounding way for this delicious experience that you're going to have. Now, of course, that's the ideal. And they recognize, of course, that's something to aspire to. Of course, all of you are going to get off the path. You're going to get into efforting. You're going to have to get back on the path. That's normal. We're never saying that you shouldn't ever do that or there's anything wrong with that. It's part of the journey, so know that. But when you feel that things are getting hard, complicated, take a step back, take some deep breaths. Look around for where you're stuck and what you can do quickly to get unstuck. That gets the energy flowing again. It opens the space for the angels to open doors of opportunity for you. That's how all of that flows together. So That's what they wanted you to understand. So exciting about the new act in your life. I hope it's magnificent and everything you dreamed of. And let us know how it goes. And Starseed, you tend to procrastinate. Okay. Yeah, we all do. It's, part of life. But when you recognize it, apologize to yourself, ask angels to help you release it, and move on. No judgment. It just is, it was, and it's done. And move on. Alice, you dreamt your great-grandmother, Anastasia, who you never met. You feel she's your spirit guide. Okay. So, for Alice, great-grandma Anastasia, are you with her? Are you guiding her? I am with her as long as she wants me to be with her. It is my delight to watch her blooming like the glorious rose that she is, coming into the fullness of her beingness as a soul, expanding into the purpose for which she came. She has only just begun. And there's so much amazingness in front of her. She's showing me a picture of you. And it's like you are skipping down the yellow brick road to happiness and fulfillment. And she is accompanying you. So in that respect, she is guiding you. And she will be there as long as you want her to be. You do have other guides as well. So know that. Anything else from Grandma? Yeah, she loves you so much. She wishes she could be there in the flesh with you, but it's not all bad being in spirit because she has more flexibility to help you. So she's celebrating that, and she will always be there when you need her. Thank you, Anastasia. We appreciate that. Okay. Maureen, a message from your guides. Okay. So for Maureen, what would you like to share with her? Pickles. Okay. What about pickles? Sour pickles, sweet pickles, bread and butter pickles? What kind of pickles? Being in a pickle. Okay. So are you saying Maureen is in a pickle? They're saying that you are, Maureen. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but that's what they're saying. You're in kind of a pickle. They want to help you out of it. And they're showing me like you're in a hall of mirrors. You know, those things that you do you go to the fun house and they've got all these mirrors and you have to find your way through and it's really challenging. So you're in a space right now that's confusing and challenging like that. So they're calling it a pickle. Maybe pickle has meaning for you. I don't know. They're saying it's kind of sour right now, but it can turn sweet if you stop, take some deep breaths, center and ground yourself, and then wait for them to send you a sign. Soon as they do, then you take your action. When you are moving out and wandering around and bumping into walls without their assistance, it gets very frustrating. And your energy shifts into the place where you're discordant energy, which means you're attracting things that you don't want to you. So you want to just relax, get into the flow. Know that they will take your hand if you allow them, if you ask them, and guide you through those confusing walls of mirrors to get you out. And then once you're back out in the bright sunshine, and life will flow more. And then there will be time for planning for the next phase of whatever it is that you're aspiring to do. But right now they want to get you out of this pickle. So breathe, relax, allow, and just flow. They're showing your spirit like just levitating and floating right out because there's no roof on it. So you can just levitate right out of those mirrors. And of course, that's all metaphorical. So I hope that makes sense. Let us know. Yeah, Starseed, gratitude makes you happy. That's why they tell us to do that, because it shifts the energy and just puts you into this whole different place and where you're more receptive and just insights and just more wonderful things happen. Plus, you attract more wonderful things when you're in that energy. Okay, you guys, we are at the hour and a half point, which is where we normally would stop. So I'm just going to ask you no more new questions at this point, and I'll just go through and finish whatever's there because I think I got a lot of them. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot there. So we are going to work through them all. Everybody's going to get their answers. Debbie, it's marvelous. Absolutely, yes, marvelous. Edward. Oh, love and light for the remainder of the day. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. Sally. You can't decide whether to do a course with Skylar or Luciana or Lori. Okay, so for Sally, is it an optimal choice to do one of these 3 courses for Sally? Yes. So, Lori? No. Luciana? Skylar. You're getting maybes on both of those. Okay, so do you have a yes on one of them? Is one of them more prominent than the other? Skylar. Skylar is just a little bit above Lori, but Lori would be acceptable. Skylar's just a little better. So yeah. Oh, Maureen, you fell and hurt your lower back. Oh, I'm so sorry. Took meds that knocked you out. Yeah. Hypericum, Maureen. If you do homeopathics, hypericum is for nerve pain, and it's really great for sciatica. So it's one of those things, if this happens to you from time to time, keep hypericum on hand, and then you can take that and get fast relief, and it won't knock you out. So if you're open to it. Let me type it in here for you so that you know what it is, just in case you want it. I'll see if I can find you a link for it. And that way, if you decide, or if anybody else who's listening to this after the fact needs something for nerve pain, it's really great for nerve pain with teeth too. So it's one of those remedies I would not be without, because it's just so wonderful for a lot of things. And sometimes when you get like muscle aches and tendinitis and stuff like that, the hypericum really helps with that, because the nerves do get implicated in that. So it's great for that. Here's one. Let's see. Yeah, that one looks good. Okay, so for anybody who wants it, there's a link for you. It's sending you love and healing energy, Maureen, that you will feel marvelous very, very soon. Foxy Mama, messages from your guides. Okay. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Peacock. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't get that, but absolutely Peacock. Yeah. So, Foxy Mama, message from the guides. What would you like to share with her today? It's really interesting. They're showing me I'm not sure if it's you or if it's somebody that you're doing it to, but somebody's getting their face made up for something. So I don't know if it's Halloween or if it's a performance, but they're doing these big circles on the cheeks, the big red circles, and it's like a doll face, an old-fashioned doll face that's being made up for something. So can you give us clarity? What is that about? It's about your creativity. Okay. So I don't know if you do makeup for people or if you've ever thought about doing it, but it's something with your creativity that is wanting to express itself more than you have allowed it to be expressed. So whatever that is that you have been holding back or not leaning into fully, now is the time. There's a window of opportunity for you to do this. So follow the leads, whatever they are, investigate it, lean into it, get the angels to help you. But that's the path they're showing you that is really delightful and open for you at this moment. So let us know if that makes sense. Yeah, shake your tail feathers. Awesome. Debbie in the flow. Yes, you can have a message. Absolutely. So, team, what do you want to share with Miss Debbie in the flow? I'm seeing you levitating, Debbie. You just come to this place. It's like the peace that passes understanding. And you're just levitating. Things are happening with ease and joy and just this deep sense of peace, fulfillment, and satisfaction, like you did not think was possible, but it's at such a deep level. And the reason this is coming up for you now is because so many people are looking for that. So share it, talk about it, write about it, speak about it, wherever you're moved to do. You want to allow it to flow from you because it will inspire others who think that it's not possible for them. And we know you have been through some convoluted, challenging road to get to this place. Yeah, I think it's another hint to you to write that book, Debbie, or make videos or something, because wow, that's the story, but that's what they're showing. So it's validation for you that, yeah, what you're feeling really is true. You really are in that space. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have challenges. It's just that from that space, that energy, challenges are just like, no big deal. You flow through them with so much more ease than you ever thought was possible. But it is possible, and you are living proof. So now you get to share that in whatever way you feel led to. So let us know. Trudy, you are so welcome. Oh, I'm so glad. That's what this is about for all of us, raising the energies and then sending it out to the world. So much. Hey, and doing this tonight, you guys, is so timely because we can send this out in a sonic boom, which we'll do at the end, and maybe have a positive impact on the elections tomorrow and who knows what else. But that would be a good start. Oh, thank you, Maureen. That is so sweet. I appreciate that. Barbie, you love dancing and you have dance class every Thursday. Oh, that is so cool. So I don't know if you do the flamenco, but maybe you would enjoy that. Edward, is it true Nibiru is coming back? Oh, what a great question. Let's ask. So, team, is it true Nibiru is coming back? Coming back to Earth, I think you're meaning? They're being cheeky. They said, well, at least coming back into your solar system because it's outside the solar system. So it is coming back into closer proximity than it has been in a very long time. And I don't know what that means, but yeah, it feels full circle, Edward, because they were here so long ago and, they were involved in creating humanity as we know it. So now that we're going through this new level of evolution, it makes perfect sense they would be coming back, maybe to put the cherry on the top or just to view their handiwork. But yeah, they're coming back. Marcelina, your birthday is November 20th. Do the angels have a birthday message? Okay, so angels, birthday message for Marcelina. There's going to be lots of hooting and hollering and celebrating here in your records because you have had a year. We are going to be glad to close out these records and start you fresh because guess what, baby? Next year is going to be so much better. You might even say phenomenal. So bring the joy, bring the hope, the expectations, and flow with us. Let's have a real party. Join us on that day. Go into meditation. Join us in your records, and we will show you a good time like you haven't had in a very long time. Certainly not in this lifetime. Come, join us. We will celebrate you together. Yes, please. Anything else? Yeah, just so much expectation and excitement about your next year. And of course, when they're saying year, they're talking about your natal year because this is a birthday message. So, that begins on the 20th going forward. So that probably means you're going to have an easier time through the end of the year than some of the rest of us because you're getting that start then. That is really cool. Happy birthday. Rossi, we are the greatest show in the universe. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what they keep telling us. Starseed, you've been channeling your galactic family. They tell you that they love you, and you feel like the sessions end abruptly when they say end of transmission. You wish they'd stay longer. You can ask them. Just ask them to come back. Got any more for me? Sometimes when I'm talking to Metatron, we'll get to like a logical feeling ending point, and he'll be starting to go. But then I think of another question, and it's like, hey, Metatron, one more. And he'll come back. So you can ask them. And you can also tell them it feels abrupt. So maybe they can come up with a smoother dismount. And I'm hearing dismount, which is really funny, but I think you get the gist of that. So you can ask for all those things. Let your imagination carry you with what you might ask them to get a more fun and satisfying experience with them. You can ask any of them. You can meet them in the records and have a party. You can travel to different places, connect with lost loved ones. There's so much you can do. The sky is the limit because there is no limit, right? We're unlimited beings, and they are happy when we ask for more and we get creative about it. Because, they kind of get bored sometimes when we do the same old, same old. So let that creativity flow and see what they come up with to surprise you. You are welcome, Alice. Debbie, you are welcome. Oh, hitting the thumbs up. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Debbie. Absolutely. And the hype would be appreciated, too, if you're on mobile and you can do that. Maureen, you are worried about family members that aren't doing well. You're okay, but you hurt your back. So, angels, will you join with us and Maureen to send a protection bubble around her family? Fill them up with divine love light. Bring them healing energy, soothing energy. Let them feel your arms around them so that they are comforted and find peace. Please and thank you. Amen. So for all of your family, Maureen. Edward, welcome to Soul Seekers. So glad to have you. So the last Friday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be excited to see you then. Oh, thank you, Debbie. You are welcome, Maureen. Debbie, you heard Skylar. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Edward. That is so beautiful. So you gifted 5 memberships. I don't know how that shows up, but we will be looking for them. That is just amazing. You are so kind, so appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh, so Debbie, you were able to see. So Maureen, Rossi, Craig, a Classic Cloud, and Kristen got a free membership month. That is so awesome. Welcome, welcome to all of you. Sally, you are welcome. Maureen, you have several family members that are on Snap, and oh, yeah, I get why you're concerned. Concerned for your 79-year-old mother and brother who live together, and he gets Snap. Concerned for everyone. We're going to put all the light worker community together working on that situation. So we've got a 2-prong approach here that we're working on. One is that the angels mitigate all the conflama about stopping Snap, and it continues, and it is not reduced. So we got the angels working on that. And then from the other side of it, we've got them working on bringing people together in their communities. There is a greater purpose here. There was a time when communities took more careful care of one another. And that's what we're going to need to come back into oneness in the world. So even though this seems like a really bad thing that's happening, the silver lining is that it's going to make people step up to come back into oneness, to forget their differences, and maybe to understand they never were all that different anyway. So you're on this side and I'm on that side, but if we really talked about our values, we might find that we had the same values. We just had a different idea of how to get there. And when we can put that aside and work towards the well-being of everybody, that's going to help transform the world and move us towards Earthtopia. So we can't necessarily see it all right now, but that's part of the bigger plan that's going on. And they will be revealing more of it to us as we go to help us find peace, manifest, and flow through. So stand strong in faith and confidence that it is all going to work out, and we're going to be praying for the most beneficent outcome for all, no matter what side they're on, because this is not about sides. It's about humanity coming together in love and support, peace and harmony. Awesome, Maureen. You'll check it out. Yeah, it's just good to have it on hand because it works really fast and so good for nerve pain. You've been staying home and keeping to yourself because it's hard to feel the sadness. Oh, I know. So do that. Take the downtime if you need it. It's a great time to spend in more meditation, connecting to your team. Let them just flood you with love. And picture yourself standing face to face with Creator. Now, you don't have to see a face, just see the energy, because it's hard to see the face sometimes. But if you do, that's great. There you are standing next to Creator. Arms reach out, pull you in, embrace you. And you are lit up with this energy like you have never felt in your life. It is filling every atom, molecule, corpuscle in your body, every inch space of your being, filling you with love, a deep love, deeper than you ever felt before, until it's just pouring out of you, overflowing. And you feel like you've had a massive overhaul. You're renewed. You're a whole new version of you, energized, filled with confidence, and really knowing how much you are loved, appreciated, cherished. You are deeply cherished. Let yourself feel that. And so when you're in those dark moments, go to that space. There is nothing like that for lifting you up quickly out of the doldrums. For all of us, that's a gift from Creator. Foxy Mama, you'll have to let that one simmer. You're not wearing any makeup, not sure what hidden creative side wants to come out. Yeah, it was you, and it could have been like Halloween, decorating somebody, but I felt like it was more than that. And just, it's like you've got this creative vision in your head and it wants to come out. And so that could have been a metaphor. It could be some other way that you're expressing your creativity. At the crux of the message, it's about the creativity. So whatever it is, it's wanting to get out, and it could be something that you have buried, forgotten, that's wanting to come out. So the seed is there. Let it germinate and grow, and then flow with it. It will be so deeply satisfying for you. And let us know how that goes. You are so welcome, Mike. I'm glad you could be here. Yeah, I got it, Foxy Mama. No problem. Oh, that is really interesting, Edward. If you look in the sky, some people will see a second moon, and it's Nibiru, and it's supposed to be here. Interesting. So it's almost like a shadow that was left behind or something. Fascinating. Marcelina, you are ready to party. Awesome. Oh, enjoy the heck out of it. Yeah. Debbie, you almost didn't ask because your life is amazing and you're in the flow. You felt the nudge and you asked and you're grateful. Yes, always ask when you feel the nudge. Absolutely. Sometimes even when you don't, because you're here. That's what this is about. Anybody and everybody who wants to ask, please ask. This is the abundance that's flowing. I'm still going here, and even after having a rough day and feeling really worn out, but they're energizing me so that I can deliver for you what you need. And then all of us lift that energy up together to help everybody. Because it's not just those who are here now, it's those who will get these messages over the ensuing days and weeks. So we are performing a grander service here than we can even realize. So thank you. I'm so glad you did. Oh, I got you, Debbie. Right. You can't hype until it's completed, when it's a complete video. Gotcha. Okay. Maureen, you donated to the food bank. As a former Navy cook, it's important to see everyone fed. Yeah, I don't get it either, the cruelty. They're just lacking in something. And that's between them and their creator. They'll figure it out. But meanwhile, there are more of us, way more of us than them. I don't know if you were here when somebody asked what percentage of the people are dark forces, and we got 13%. There's 28% who are light workers, and the rest are somewhere in the middle and awakening souls. So we far outnumber them, and we are going to prevail. We will send them scurrying back to those dark spaces that they came from. There will be so much light they won't be able to stand it. Like vampires will banish them with all that light. Okay. You think I got them all? Okay. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Foxy, you wish you could remember your dreams. That would help give you clues. So, before you go to sleep, ask your angels or one specific angel or guide that you feel an attunement with, and just say, could you please help me remember my dreams? And then, have that notepad or your phone right by the bed so that the moment you wake up, you can record it so that you don't forget it. And you might get very little in the beginning, but it will expand over time. It's just a habit that you develop. It's practice will allow it to come full circle. And couldn't hurt to put up a dream catcher, which, by the way, Dr. Elena sells in her Etsy store and on her website. So maybe you want a dream catcher. Couldn't hurt, right? Let's see. Thank you for that, Debbie. The call to like and share. Appreciate that. You guys, I am trying really hard to get to 10,000 because when I get to 10,000, then I can do fundraisers through YouTube. So we don't have to go off on some other platform. And when you do it through the auspices of YouTube, when you have 10,000, they don't take any of the money like they do now. The money that you give, they take 30%. So that's a way to graduate to that level. So get the subscribers here so we can get to 10,000. And then when it's for a charitable organization, we can't do that for Dr. Elena's fundraiser because it's not a charitable organization, but we will be able to in the future. So when something comes up that the angels want us to work on, a special project, we'd be able to do that. So we just got to get over that 10,000 hurdle. We will overcome, absolutely, Maureen. Have you heard Joan Baez singing We Will Overcome lately? She is out there singing her heart out and working for democracy. Just, it's a thing of beauty to behold. And she's not a spring chicken. So grateful that she is still there, still shining the light and leading the way for the novices who don't have a clue about all this activism that's now becoming a necessity. So yeah, bless Joan Baez. Okay, we're at the end. Thank you, Debbie. Foxy, you'll try that out. Yes, thank you everyone for being here. You are so welcome, Starseed. So let's just close with a prayer. We'll see what the angels want to end with, and then we'll send you off to enjoy the rest of your evening. So take a couple of deep breaths. Close your eyes. Let that beautiful love energies flow over you. It's so smooth, like silk, caressing your skin, making you feel so loved, valued, and cherished. Only the very best for you, baby. Every time. That's what your angels bring. They want you to viscerally feel the love and the support. And know that if you're lying flat on the ground, because that's where you got to be right now, they are lying right beside you with an arm around you, filling you with love energy so that you might stand up together with them. They never leave your side. Thank you all for being here, for making a difference in the world with your love and your intentions. Thank you to your angels and guides, all of the teams, Creator, Metatron, Michael, who is here tonight, and anybody else who showed up tonight. Ethereal or corporeal, all of you, thank you so much for being with us, because it means the world. We feel your love, your support, and your energy. We're so incredibly grateful. Thank you for inspiring us to be more, to do more, to make this world a better place, to stand up against the cruelty and all of the awful events, the slings and arrows of humanity harming one another, for giving us the courage and the grace to walk through and make a difference, shining our bright lights, flooding the world with divine love light, so that eventually it's all one big, glorious ball of love light, touching everyone, expanding everyone, lifting us up, connecting with those in the outer worlds once more, because we finally will have arisen to a place where it's safe for them to come and connect with us. Anything else you want to share tonight? Go with peace, love, with hope in your heart, and the knowledge that no matter the challenges, we've got your back. We will never leave you. Tomorrow will be a better day, despite the challenges. And much, much more is coming that will be glorious. You will celebrate, you will enjoy, and it will be worth all of the efforting that you've had to go through. Hugs and kisses to all of you. We will see you next month. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a fabulous evening. I will see you soon. Much love. Mwah. Bye.